All right, we're live. I don't even have a special title for this. Like I just call it nothing. Just serious and silliness live feed with
just a bunch of dummies.
With one former professional fucking bodybuilder and another future Hall of Fame bodybuilder, and then there's me.
Holding it down.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even have a title or nothing like that. So, how you doing, Carlos?
Good. Yeah, everything's going well, man. I can't complain. Was at the Universe this past weekend.
Oh yeah, how'd that go? I did not go.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good show. Classic Physique was really awesome.
Really?
To be honest, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Classic Physique. First of all,
I like Classic.
Really?
You like Classic?
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Classic Physique. I like the freaks.
Really?
Yeah, I like the freaks.
I think you're an older generation guy, dude. I think you'd appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not that old. I'm Dorian Yates, Ronnie Coleman old. I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger old.
Yeah, but dude, even in that time, there was still some guys that had, different looks than we see now.
Oh, yeah, there's no question. But I was always, I don't know why, I was always a fan, maybe because I couldn't ever achieve that, but I was always a fan of the freaks, like Carlos, how much do you weigh? How much do you weigh?
I weigh 265.
Yeah, and what are you, like 5'1"? How tall are you?
Like 5'6", yeah.
Yeah,
but Carlos, I was just about to say, but Carlos is one of those guys, dude, that he still has an aesthetic look to him.
Right, yeah.
So that's why the guys like him are a rare commodity these days, and can help advance, hopefully anyway, the future.
That's the plan.
The future of bodybuilding.
No, absolutely. It's just that for some reason, my whole, like, even as a kid, like, man, I was just, you know what it is? I think when you're an 80s kid and you grew up in the 80s, and there was like Hulk Hogan and Schwarzenegger was all over the movies, and then like Stallone, everything was like, Van Damme. It was just like muscle, and then during the Dorian Yates bursted onto the scene and fucking freaked everybody out and
everybody's minds and
and I think that I was just and I remember like being a fan of bodybuilding, right? And like my friends would be talking about football players and baseball players, and I remember they showed my friend showed me a picture of who was the baseball player, but he was also a football player who got hurt in a freak accident on the field. Bo Jackson.
Oh yeah, Bush Walker. Yeah. Bo Jackson. Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Good.
And he showed me a picture of Bo Jackson flexing, and I'm like, dude, that's nothing. Did you ever see fucking, Sean Ray or?
Well, they used to talk about guys. They used to talk about guys being big, but they're big athletes. It's different. Those guys are mobile. It's a different, as opposed to a bodybuilder big who just looks like a genetic freak.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's different. I used to hear that. Oh, I saw this guy. He's so big, and we'd see him like, man, he ain't big.
Yeah.
It's a whole different level. Like when you step into this, I've seen football big when I played, and but this is different.
Well, I see it now, and to believe it or not, even me with the history I have with bodybuilding, I see some of these athletes now. I'm like, man, these fucking guys are big. I look at it a little differently than when I see a bodybuilder now, because now I'm downsized and I'm more of a athletic looking. I hate to say an average guy, which may be a little above average, but athletically built. But I see bodybuilders now. I'm like, fuck, dude.
No, I used to
look like that, or
No, but honestly, the guys today are getting the bodybuilders. I mean, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. Yeah. They're getting big. It's just unbelievable. It's just. Did you see what Hassan Mostafa looked like? I mean, he's one of the topics I wanted to touch on. I think he's good. He's a monster. He's huge. But they're talking about him cracking the top 6 at the Olympia. I don't know if he's going to be able to crack the top 6 at the Olympia. What do you guys think?
Carlos, you take the lead.
Yeah. So if you're like trying to do like some bodybuilding math on it, I need to see him stand against like Ian.
You're talking about cracking the top 6 means beating Nick and beating Labrada.
It's and then that's beating William Bonac.
Right.
So
I hate when the bodybuilding media does that. Like a couple of guys got a big win, and and it's like I remember when Steve Kukla first burst onto the scene. They're like the next Mr. Olympia. It's like, all right, dude,
there we go. There we go again.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I'm not taking anything away from Hassan Mostafa, but the two shows that he won were a little light. But you know who I really like, and I honestly think that if his back was a little better, he would have beat Mostafa. Was the Italian guy? Andrea
Presti, yeah.
Andrea Presti. I think
he's wide as a house.
Yeah, and I think if his back was just a little bit better, he probably would have took it. But because he has great lines and balance, and he comes in shredded.
Yeah, conditioning was awesome. Better than it was at a New York Pro.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. And Hassan's got like that blocky waist. I don't know if that's like genetic, or I don't know if there's anything.
Well, it's easy to say. You're only as good as the people you beat. You know what I mean? So if you're in a different lineup,
right?
It's a different game when you get to that Olympia lineup, man. It's you're talking about the top level of the top level, dialed in, and one guy could look great in one show, and then you put him up there like, oh, dude, this is not what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Even somebody like a Hunter Labrada, who I think is probably one of the top guys now.
Yeah.
You put him next to like this year's past Olympia, and his conditioning, he was not at par with what these guys are bringing. And it just goes to show you see him alone, and man, this guy could win the Olympia. Then you put him next to, one of the other top guys with that dialed in, dry, mature look. It's a different athlete under those lights,
Yeah, no, it really is, dude. Like, I love the young blood coming up. I think these guys look really good. Obviously they need a little tweaking here and there, so on and so forth. But that goes without saying for 90% of them. But to say that this guy's going to break the top six, Hassan Mostafa. Top 10 maybe. You know what I mean? I don't want to shit on the guy. He finally
the guy's good. He looks good, but again,
he finally put it together.
Right?
And everybody knew once he put it together, he was going to be dangerous, and he was.
They're all talking points. These are all talking points,
right?
That get people to view things, get people to listen, get people to do things. That's why I hate. Not that I hate engaging in it. I like to give a realistic approach from my perspective, being a former athlete. But you don't know until you see him. So it's like, hey, this guy, hopefully he makes a good showing. Let's see what he does when he's up there. And there's no need to look. They try to sell tickets, and I get it. That's the business side of it. But when you're looking at it from a real competitor aspect, even being a competitor, going against somebody like him. You're like, fuck, dude. All right, I'm going to be ready. He better be ready standing next to me. So you look at it from a different angle when you're an athlete.
I think I'm interested to see him, like, if he's going to be doing the Arnold UK. I'd like to see where he stands next to James Hollins.
That's actually a really good point.
Who's nailing his condition. He, I really appreciate his physique. A little bit off at the Olympia. Missed the mark, but like. I'd like to see that toe to toe. That's muscle to muscle right there. That's big. Yeah, that's big boys.
I think
James
James beats him because James has that smaller waist, and he's got a couple of more years on the training, the heavy training. It looks like he's a little bit more muscle maturity than Hassan.
Well, this kid's young. What's he? 27, 28? Who's Hassan?
Hassan Mostafa. Yeah, he's not. I don't know if he's. I don't know. Is he your age, Carlos? Or you're 30?
He might be around I'm 30. He might be.
I think he's around. Yeah, something like 30. That.
No older than that.
Yeah,
I can look it up.
The UK, the only UK is going to be pretty good. There's a show this week. I have no idea. I looked at the roster. I have no clue who these people are. The only one I know that's competing in it is Phil Klahar. Not Phil Klahar. I'm sorry. Jesus. I forget his name. Why am I saying Phil Klahar? That's not who it is. I don't know. I forget the guy's name. Doesn't matter. I'm burnt out, dude. I did 12 hours of work. But anyway, nobody like there's nobody big. It's the one in Portugal, the Big Man Pro.
Oh yeah,
is this weekend, and I can't remember the fucking guy's name.
Yeah, I don't even know the roster on that one. Oh, it's like
the guy who came in third at in
I can't remember his name either.
In right behind Presti.
I don't know.
I forget his name, but whatever.
Was it Phil?
No.
Or Max Charles?
No. What the fuck is his name? All right, I gotta get it. I gotta get it now. I follow him, right? And everybody was talking about him at the beginning of the year, and then he showed up and he kind of got blown out. The fuck is his name, man? I don't know. It's terrible podcasting. So we'll figure it out.
Gotta have it on deck. Gotta have it ready.
Yeah. Jay, if you're looking shit up, if you want to look it up, I forgot.
It shows Hassan's 27 or 28 years old.
Really? He's a young dude. Yeah.
I didn't know he was young.
Yeah.
Well, I thought he was young. I guess it's right. What am I looking up now?
Who was the guy that everybody was talking? He came in, I think, third at last week's show. What was it? It was Tampa?
Had to be Phil. Phil came in third.
Phil came in third. Then there was somebody who came in fourth. I forgot his name. Big as fuck. And it was just he just has a problem nailing the conditioning. Like when you look at him on Instagram, you go, who's beating this guy? And then he shows up on stage and he,
hold on.
I forget the guy's name. I don't remember. But
the Tampa Pro?
I think it was the Tampa, and I think he did Puerto Rico too.
I don't know if it's Tampa.
What was the one that just happened last week? There was Puerto Rico 2 weeks ago, and then there was this one that just passed.
Yeah, it was Tampa.
This weekend was it
It
Universal?
was Tampa, right?
Yeah. Orlando, excuse me.
Orlando Pro. I'm sorry. It was the Orlando Pro. I'm sorry.
Fucking Florida, dude. It's all the same.
Somewhere down there.
Yeah, I know, really. Orlando.
So, you know. So we have the Europa Orlando.
Okay, yes, that's it. The Europa Orlando. Yeah, that's right. There was no streaming service for it.
Oh no?
No.
It's a travesty.
Yeah, they gotta like
Phil Clark, Tonio Byrne. Where's he from?
I don't remember.
Where's he from? Do you know?
No, what I know.
Rashid, Son, Walter, Jason Lowe, Matt Kuba, Martin Hernandez.
Jesus Christ, I'm really
Jameel Hamilton, Jonas.
No. It wouldn't be
Tonio
that far.
Burton.
It wouldn't be that far back. All right, try the Puerto Rico Pro. Let me see.
So we have that's when Hassan won.
Oh, Theo LaGuario, whatever.
Oh yeah.
That's the guy.
Theo.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking of.
Young dude, he's good.
Yeah. All right, he took second place. He was another guy. He's French, but I think he lives in Brooklyn or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. Who the hell knows? But yeah, Theo, that's the guy. Okay. There's so many new guys, dude. Like I can't keep track. And they're good. They're like solid.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's solid. I like his physique.
Yeah, you look at these guys and you go, oh, another year or two, and you're like,
there's only 7 guys in the Puerto Rico Pro?
Yeah, it wasn't
that big.
It was a small show. The last couple of shows that hasn't been turning out too well. And this week coming up too, the Big Man Pro in Portugal. So you're not going to get a lot. I don't know. There's not a big turnout for it. But
what does that mean?
I think the guys who know that they can't qualify are waiting till later on in the year, before the Olympia.
Yeah.
And I think the guys who can qualify early and have a little bit of a longer offseason before the Olympia did that. That's what I think is my opinion,
Seems like all the shows were light, though.
Well, you think how many times is Max Charles going to compete this year?
He was just in this one.
Yeah, I know, really.
So many.
You don't
what is this, like his 5th show?
Yeah,
the funny thing is that's how it used to be years ago. Guys were competing for money.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so you get guys competing 2, 3, 4 times a year, and it was fucking fun. It was entertaining. Guys used to go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like, next year, like when I do my debut, that's what I want to do. I definitely want to hit a string of shows because there's New York, there's Toronto, and then there's Puerto Rico, and all of those are within range of each other to keep pushing. Dude, so I don't see like why. Like I'm. It's like the saying, like I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I don't plan on doing this until in my mid 40s. I'm 10 years in this, and I'm done. So I want to make it a good time while I can.
And the last show would be Puerto Rico, and that'd be great because you could take a Puerto Rican vacation. And then pig out on all the food. That would be fucking awesome. So listen to this. I interviewed this guy last night, right? He is an arm wrestler. He's a really, really good arm wrestler, but he only has one arm. He's handicapped, right?
Oh.
He lost his right arm when he was 2 years old. Okay, he actually got his arm. It was like up to his elbow, cut off in a meat grinder. Believe it or not, when he was two. Yeah,
what?
it was really, yeah.
What a story.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Texas. Yeah, I think Texas.
He's American?
Yeah.
He lost his arm in a meat grinder? That sounds like some third
was,
world shit.
Yeah, no, he was.
Right?
It was. There was
a child.
He grew up, I think, on a farm. Yeah,
he didn't pay his fucking bills. He had money. They went collecting.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, no. And anyway, so the guy goes. I said, who else? So he won the Masters and he won the handicap, right? I'm pretty sure the handicap and the Masters, whatever. So I said, what other handicaps did you have go against? And he's like, well, there were other guys without an arm, and there was, guys that are crippled, and he's like, and there was a guy that couldn't hear, he was deaf. And I'm like, how is that a handicap in arm wrestling, right? And he goes, well, they can't hear the ref say go, and I was like, I'm not buying it, dude. Right. I was like, maybe it just came out. I said, maybe if you're playing red light, green light, but not arm wrestling.
How do they brace themselves, right? Because like when you're arm wrestling, like they have like the other thing.
He's got his doctor ordered him this like special arm that attaches to him, and then he's able to like basically screw it down onto the table, the peg, on the peg. Before that, his wife took his regular arm and then kind of rigged it so that it wraps around his arm, his bicep and above his elbow, and he was able to use that. But it was getting worn, and then like he would do like deadlifts, working out in his house and stuff, and it would pop off and shit. So he went to the doctor, and he fucking got a new one and all this. And his wife arm wrestles too.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. His name is Tony Hope. If you look it up, it's actually pretty cool. Yo, when I started this YouTube channel, it's like unbelievable with like opening up Pandora's box with people that I've been meeting and interviewing and so on and so forth. I mean, just some crazy stories. And then like I never thought I would be interviewing like Jay Cutler. You know what I mean? And I interviewed him 2 weeks ago. Right. And then like I also interviewed like a guy who did 12 years in prison for killing 4 people. Right. So yeah. It's like pretty cool. Anyway, so you guys don't know the gossip between Nick Trigili and Fouad Abiad. Okay, so Fouad has his own podcast for his own crew, and there's Guy and there's Nick Walker and there's Ian Valier, and Ian was training Chris Bumstead. And apparently he's not training Chris Bumstead anymore.
Yeah, that came to a halt, I heard, right?
Yeah. Hani Ramrod is going to be training Chris Bumstead now. I don't know why you would change if you already have 2 Olympias under your belt. But that's just me. Whatever. Who knows? I don't know.
Don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah. It could be like, you're my brother-in-law. Shut up. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't really know. But anyway, when they were at Ari's and they had that special podcast, when was it, last week or the week before or something like that?
Ari's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Apparently, they made the announcement in front of all the people that Bumstead is not going to be working with Ian, that they're going to be working with. He's going to be working with Hani Ramrod. Well, anyway, Nick Trigili gets word of this from some of the people that were there. Mm-hmm. And he puts it on blast on his show that, so on and so forth, that,
holy shit, this just came in.
Right. Ian's out.
I'm pretty sure
dropped in.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
The world's coming to an end. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah. So
switching coaches. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, right. So
there's a story. There's a story that's got to be told behind it. Who the fuck cares, dude? Yeah. You guys still gonna fucking win. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
you can get coached by anybody and probably still win this thing.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So the guy. So what happened was he blows it up. Apparently, he gets all these DMs from Ian and Fouad and so on and so forth and blah, blah, blah. And saying that didn't happen. It's not true. So on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Fouad puts the podcast up from Ari's, but he edits out the part that they actually say it. Right?
Okay, yeah.
He does that with a lot of shit, right?
I don't know. I don't get it. So again, Nick puts him on blast. He actually shows the DMs and all this crap on his channel. And so anyway, make a long story short, a couple of days later, Fouad and Ian say it on their podcast that he's going to be working with Hani Ramrod. And then Nick does a
Ramrod?
Yeah, I don't know. What's his fucking name?
Rambo.
Rambo? Rambod?
Rambod.
Rambod?
Rambod. Honey, Rambod.
I don't fucking know.
Rambo.
At the end of the day, it's all the same shit. Whatever.
Yeah. Ramrod sounds like a porno star.
Yeah.
Sounds like
When you said that, look at Ramrod.
Is there a porno star named porno dude named Ramrod? He might be right. Holy shit.
Call us Ramrod.
Jesus, I'm trying to tell a story. I can't even get the
I wouldn't
names
be in
right.
this industry.
I need a drink. If my wife is downstairs, I gotta text her and tell me to get me something.
Bring me something. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently so Nick does another video on top of that, showing that that he was right in the first place, and he goes, I don't understand why. He goes, I think they just wanted to be the people to break the story. He goes, not me, and so they're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But that's basically the gist of it. That's basically the whole thing. Except that they're going back and forth, and that Nick showed everybody the DMs on his YouTube channel and so on and so forth. But that's really the whole shit. That's the whole thing. I know.
So that's what they're fighting over?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's
like you're waiting for this groundbreaking.
That's it.
Revelation of a story to come out.
Yeah.
And,
that's the whole shit. That's it.
So, dude, I like Nick. Yeah. Nick's, I know.
Oh,
Nick,
yeah, he's a Jersey guy. That's right.
He guest posed at my show years ago. I've known Nick since he was basically 16 years old. Right. And look, you see it on social media, like when somebody posts something and people start fighting. The more you do that shit, the more that algorithm gets clicked, and you get more views, and it gets seen more, and people more likes, and so, I don't know if these guys are doing this shit together to help each other, but the constant battling and the bickering, it's good for both of their businesses. Because at the end of the day, if you look at this story, and like I said when you started, who fucking cares? And you're like,
That's what your coach is.
What the fuck, how is this changing anybody's life?
They change trainers like they change underwear. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you happen to be right. So I have an idea of how to finally put my podcast up against everybody else's.
Start making fun of people?
Yeah, start just talking mad shit. So you know how Xavier from Desktop Bodybuilding started doing like a Fouad kind of thing? And he's got Nathan D'Asher, he's got Martin the Martian, whatever his name is.
Martin the Martian?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
And then he's got who's the
Brett
other
Wilkins.
guy? Brett Wilkins, right. It's the four of them. I think we should put together like a crew and like just start ripping Desktop Bodybuilding apart. just start rip. Just start rip. The only thing is I'm a little afraid of Nathan D'Asher, so I was hoping
about that life. I feel like
I was hoping we can get Mike Christian.
Who's Nathan?
Nathan's that big British dude that the cops whipped his ass when he wouldn't close his gym in the UK.
Oh,
yeah, and they have all the footage outside his gym with the dogs, and there was like 20 cops.
And they shut him down, right?
Yeah, they shut him down. They chased everybody out of the gym. That was during the whole. That was like whatever, 2 years ago, whatever.
Whatever happened with that?
I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I think he still has the gym. I thought he was with.
That shit goes on down the block, like that's all. That's not news to us. That shit happens in Jersey.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I thought he was with Fouad though. What's Fouad's supplement company?
Hostel.
Hostel. I thought he was with Hostel. I don't know if he's with Hostel anymore or anything. He's very difficult to fucking understand though.
Is he?
Yeah,
The
when you
accent's
when
thick?
It's
what,
accents.
yeah.
Accents. Yeah, you got that thick accent from
Yeah.
British accent.
Yeah, like when you listen to James, it's not so bad. Or even when you used to listen to Luke Sandow, it wasn't so bad. When you listen to him, it must be like a different part. Like, you know,
I think he's from like Liverpool, man. It's like
I know
he's like
nothing.
I don't know the difference between it all, but he's from Liverpool.
Yeah, I just so I was the only thing is I don't think Mike Christian knows how to use YouTube or Zoom or anything like that.
Mike Christian, the old Mike Christian?
Yeah, the old Mike Christian. I don't care how old Mike Christian is, he'll fuck a motherfucker up. But,
What's he up to?
yeah, he's still in the gym. He's training people. I follow him on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, I tried getting him to come on a couple of times, but I don't think he's very. And he'll DM me back and be like, yeah, here's my email address. You know, hit me up.
How old is he now, dude? He's
got to be in his 60s,
upper 50s, early 60s, right?
Yeah,
Like he was Gaspari's age, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he was
a rough motherfucker back in the day.
Was he?
Yeah, you never heard crazy stories about him?
I did not.
Really? There's a story where he knocked out one of the Barbarian brothers in Gold's Gym.
No shit.
Yeah. There's a couple of crazy stories that
I was wrapped up in my own stuff. I never heard.
Yeah, that it was. They released him out of the gym, out of prison, and he came straight to Gold's to work out right after he left prison. Like crazy, you know. And there's more stories, but I don't know all of them. I wasn't a Gold's Gym guy in the '90s in Venice, but from what I understand, he was a tough son of a bitch. He was a street dude, real street dude.
Good for him.
Yeah, well. But I was thinking we take it together like a crew of rough dudes, and then we just take on desktop bodybuilding.
There you go. All right.
Just climb the social ladder in YouTube. Just start there.
Get away.
Yeah. The only thing
Sounds good.
I just don't know who to recruit. That's the problem.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know who to recruit. I don't know.
Sometimes they just surface.
Us three, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we're taking on Nathan D'Asher and Martin the Martian. Is that his name, Martin the Martian? What's his real name?
Yes, Martin. But it's like Marvin the Martian is like the play on words.
Oh, well, but what's his real name? Martin something, right?
Fitzwater.
Oh, that's right.
Fitzwater.
Yeah, right. Martin Fitzwater. Yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to come on too. I was supposed to interview him. But then he actually canceled last minute. So he had some kind of issue or whatever. But
exclusivity, right?
Yeah, Martin the Martian Fitzwater. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah. I think Branch is training. I think Branch Warren is actually training him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she's training in the same gym as Branch and Ronnie Coleman at Metroflex with Brian Dobson.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
And I'd like to see what Brett Wilkins brings to the table next year too. We'll see. There's a lot of young blood, man. Even you, Carlos, man. Like there's a lot of young blood.
Yeah.
And
Martin's really young. I think he's like 24.
Yeah, he's a young dude. And I really hope Derek, what's his name, Lunsford does the Open, because I'd like to see him against. I'd like to see him against the big boys because I don't see how he's going to get down to 212 because he's like your size, right, Carlos? He's as big as you.
I might be honest. He might. He's a big dude.
He might be bigger than you now. I don't know.
We got to see stand next to each other.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see that.
Yeah, definitely.
But, he's but I don't know how he's gonna get down there because they said he was like close to 260. I'm like, and he was lean. I'm like,
yeah,
you're sacrificing. You're definitely eating into muscle tissue, but that's a personal choice on his end if he wants to try to go for that second 212 title. But I mean, don't get caught slipping trying to get down there. You get knocked off by like Sean.
Where did he diet down from in his last Olympia?
Last year, I don't know. I don't know what his off season was last year, but this year, I don't think
he was.
It seemed like the transformation was all this year, right?
Yeah, him putting on all that muscle was this year. By the way, Sean Clarita is going to be a father.
Saw that.
Yeah, his wife is. Awesome. I saw him in the gym. I congratulated him and whatnot. I told him John's a great name. But she said, "What if it's a girl?" I'm like, I don't know.
Still works. Still works.
They're a power couple, those two. Like she looks out for him in the gym. What's up?
Yeah, she's badass. She gets it done.
She looks out for him in that gym. Like,
awesome.
she makes sure like he gets his work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that old saying, behind a great man is a great woman, you know.
Right.
But oh Christ. All I know is that it's gonna be a good Olympia. But I think the last few shows before the Olympia is gonna be exciting, because then you're gonna see who's gonna be able to qualify the last couple of shows. Because, you know, Ian still isn't qualified. I don't think Steve Kuklo is still qualified yet, right?
Yeah.
Akeem didn't compete. I don't know if he's competing or not this year, but he's still big as a house. I would assume he is.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of guys that aren't qualified yet. You know, plus the top 6. Is it the top 6 or top 5 that from the Olympia last year?
6, I believe.
Yeah, so
I think it's a 5. 5.
Top 5, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be 6, unless I've been out of it for a while.
I don't know. I don't know.
He's like, hold on, it's been a minute. It's been a while. Hold on.
It's been a minute.
I invited Alicia Young to come on, but I guess she's probably busy and not able to come on. Did you watch that interview I did with Alicia?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was pretty good, because I asked her what was like the most embarrassing thing a guy offered to pay her.
Yeah.
To
I
do.
think you told me that part of the story. Yeah,
I did. I told you that.
What was the answer?
Yeah. Well, some guy wanted her to fart on him, and he was going to pay her to fart on him. She didn't want to do it. She's like, I can't. I'm not going to do that. She's like, either burp, fart, or like video it, and like video her farting and sending it to her. What is wrong with people? Like, why can't you just like get a hand job and be happy? Like, what's the? I don't get it.
You got to
man.
take it to like
Like that freaky level. Like, I don't know. It just blows me away. I just, you know, like you know, sex isn't good enough. It's got to be like, you know, punch me in the face kind of deal. I don't.
It's the degrading part of it. They get off on that. They get off on being degraded.
Apparently, holy shit.
It says top 5.
Top 5. Okay, well, sounds good. Yeah, so the top 5 guys are qualified, and then we got a whole bunch of new guys qualified. But then you got, like I said, then you got but like James has got to requalify Hollingshead, and
it's not a lot of shows left. I feel like
I think
over here in the States. I think the last show in the States is Texas, and then most of them are in like UK, maybe like a Spain show, the Romania Pro. I don't know if that qualifies you for this year though.
I think the Romania is. Oh no, it's in December.
Something like that. It's like
wait, was the a lot of some of them are after the Olympia.
Yeah, I don't know when the cutoff is, but
but the Olympia was always in October, and this is
it used to be September. Now it's later.
No, it's
since COVID, it's been like December now, right?
Yeah, I hope they go back to normal next year. I really do.
Yeah,
because it kind of throws everything off.
I like it in September.
Yeah, because even if you go down, it's still nice out. You could make it a vacation. Me and my wife did that for my 40th birthday. We went down to the Olympia. No. When we had it in Vegas, yeah. And it's in September, and the weather's still nice, and we made it like a nice vacation. And I didn't even go to the show. I just went to the expo. And that was really it. But, yeah, that's I remember the longest line was for 5%. What was the guy's name?
Oh, Rich Piana.
Yeah, Rich Piana. He was the longest. He was like an hour wait to meet Rich Piana. And I was like, yeah, I'm not waiting on that line. Forget it. There's just no way. You know.
Insane.
What was that shit that he was putting in himself? It wasn't synthol. It was something else. I forgot what it was. Some kind of.
Speaking of gossip, have you heard the new synthol rave?
Oh, with Hottie.
Hottie.
Yeah, but I mean, is that anything new, really? I mean,
and somebody raised a good point. You know, when it comes to bodybuilding, you could take all the PEDs in the world, and nobody's going to judge you. But when you start using that stuff, and like people have used it, it's not a matter of you. It's a matter of when they start abusing it.
Yeah, because then it looks off. But I never thought he looked off.
There are some guys now that you could tell it's just a different fucking look, and
yeah,
doesn't look right.
When I look at Justin Rodriguez, well, now he'll never come on my show, but when I look at Justin Rodriguez, he kind of looks a little suspect because he has these unless he's just a freak, his shoulders look just retarded, just insane. These insane shoulders. His shoulder to waist ratio is insane, but nothing to the point where it's like, lumpy or anything.
If it looks fake,
I don't know. I get it. Like people want to try to get every advantage they want to, but
yeah, right.
I'm just like, just fucking work harder. Just fucking work harder. Let's stop beating around the bush trying to take shortcuts. I mean, like I don't know. That's my opinion on it. I'm just like, I care less. Like if you use it, if you don't use it, but in my opinion, I'm like, just work harder. You want bigger arms? Train them bitches.
Yeah, I've used it, and I mean, I don't know if I probably didn't use as much as these guys use, but I've used it, and it wasn't that much of a difference. But then again, like I said, I probably wasn't using it as much as the other guys were, as per the pros are. But when you're, I kind of played around with everything at this point. But and that's another thing. As I'm getting older, dude, I can't, like, every once in a while, like I can't do orals anymore. It makes me like sick to my stomach. I don't want to eat anything. It destroys my appetite. I feel like shit. I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm getting too old. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
What kind of orals?
This year, I tried this year like 3 different types. After 2020, for 2022, I tried D-bol, Anadrol, and we had that conversation about Anadrol. And then I had the last ones. I tried Turinabol, and then every time I do an oral, it's like the same. Within 2 weeks, it kills my appetite. Makes me feel like crap. Makes me feel like crap in the gym, and it gives me the whole reverse of how I want to feel. I want to feel good. Right. So I'm like, all right, that's it. No more orals. That's it. Just get rid of them. That's it. Because I wasn't feeling like crap, and I don't want to eat anything. So
right.
What's the fucking point? I don't know. But whatever. Oh yeah, we had that conversation. That's right. You kind of when you were in your prime, you kind of liked the Anadrol because you didn't have
that was my favorite one, but it would destroy your appetite.
Yeah.
So you would take it at night before bed, This way when you wake up 10, 12 hours later, you're ready for your first meal, and most of the toxicity effects, the half-life of it kind of broke down and wore off. You can kind of eat throughout the day, but I always noticed that. That's how we used to tell if it was real, if it destroyed your appetite or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I just
guys that were taking 2 a day, 3 a day. They're like, oh, I'm hungry all day. I'm like, dude, there's no way that's real. There's no fucking way that's real stuff.
Yeah, right.
It destroys your appetite.
Yeah, at this point, I think because now I'm 46, so now it's like, all right. At this point, I think it's going to be testosterone, and that's about it. I think because I'm just a little too old for that crap. It's not like I'm competing or anything like that. What the hell's the point? But what other kind of bodybuilding gossip we got going on? We had the Fouad and Nick Trigili.
Yeah, the synthol thing. And
the synthol thing. We got Hassan Mostafa, if he's going to break the top 6, which I
Bumstead.
Right, Bumstead.
Bumstead leaving.
With Ramrod.
Yeah. Right, Ramrod.
Yeah.
And now there's isn't there something else breaking down in the Revive camp? The Raw camp.
I don't know. Who has Raw? Raw is with who?
That's what's the trainer's name?
Is it Tudor? Is it Patrick Tudor?
No.
Jensen.
Matt Jensen. Yeah, Matt Jensen.
Yeah.
So that's Wilkins, right? Brett Wilkins.
He's one of them.
Yeah. And
who's left with him?
Who does Matt Jensen train Clarita?
He trains him, but he's not with them.
He's not. Okay. Yeah, he's with Hostel now, right?
Clarita? I don't think
or Clarita's not with anybody.
I don't think Clarita's with
So he was with them, and then I think it all blew apart right away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta ask him. I mean, I see him every day in the friggin' gym. I could just fucking ask him. But like an idiot, I don't. So I think we gotta recruit a 4th guy and then like take on desktop bodybuilding. I even messaged him, like I DM'd him, like, dude, let's start a fake beef. I was like, I'll get a crew together of pro bodybuilders, and then we'll just and he didn't never answer me back. He wrote me back, fake beef. What are you talking about? And then I said, I'll get a crew, and then you get a crew, and then we'll just talk shit about each other.
Yeah, it's like rappers doing diss songs back in the day. You know,
yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, well, you got to respond.
Yeah. But he's got right.
Yeah,
he's got Nathan. I was trying to get Doug Fouché tonight, but he couldn't come on either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I invited Alicia Young and Doug Fouché to come on tonight. Either one. That would have been fun if I had those two on, but
right.
You know, but we'll see about the next time. I don't know. I think it would be pretty fun, but I'm not much of a shit talk. Like I could talk shit, but then I'm like, then the truth always comes out. Then I'm like, right. I already ruined it. I already said it was fake. So what's the fucking point? So Carlos, you're going to be doing your pro debut next year. Jay, can you give Carlos since you basically have been in his shoes before and he's going to be going through the same process you have more or less as a pro, can you give him any advice?
You know, me and Carlos have run into each other, you know, the past couple of months a few times already, and I have a ton of respect for him, and he's got probably the biggest fan club in the world with his dad, who's always by his side. Every time I've seen Carlos, his father is with him.
That's great.
Which is it's nice. It's really nice to see. And I'm a father. You know, I think the world of both my daughters, and I'm a part of every athletic part of their journey they have in the sports they play. I am a part of, and an intricate part of that. You know, so it's nice to see. So, advice to Carlos is, dude, he has, from what I see anyway, he has the support team that people dream of, right? That we all need, you know, we all long for, that makes this shitty journey. And I don't mean that, you know, it's a great journey, but it's rough. It's a rough journey. But to have a support team like he has, to be a part of that, or to have that, you know, part of his journey, it's just, you know, you can't ever take that for granted, you know, and you can't ever fall on the excuse of, well, what if I didn't have this, and what if, you know, Carlos, man, has everything in his court. Like, everything is playing up to, dude, it's on you. You know, like you have all the potential in the world, dude. You have a physique that fucking people dream of, and all the tools to take you as far as you really want to go with this. The best advice I could say, dude, is, dude, enjoy the ride. You know, you know, as cliche as that sounds, most of my career, you know, I was always approached as an athlete. I'm just going after this, going after that, and then you blink and it's fucking over. You know what I mean? It's just it's over. And the last 2 years of my career, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to sit back and enjoy this. And it wasn't until my daughters were born I started seeing it from a different light. But dude, you have a family that wants to be a part of your journey. You'll have a family of your own, hopefully one day soon. But don't fall into the politics shit and the fact that what these guys are doing and what the Bumstead camp is doing and what that camp is doing, you worry about what the Carlos camp is doing and whatever you need to take you to the next step, because you have everything right in front of you. Dude, train hard, be strict, don't fuck around, you know, and take it as, and I know, I don't know Carlos too well, but I've gotten to know him, dude, and I admire this guy. You know, take it as serious as you can, and you will reap the rewards, and you could get out of this as much as anybody else, dude, because you're one of the rare guys that's competing nowadays that has that potential, dude. You have that look. You know, you're genetically blessed, you know, and you have aesthetics and you have proportions, you know. that is, you know, that's given to a few. So on top of that, dude, work your ass off. Take every show fucking serious. You're only as good as the people you beat, and you're only as good as how bad you beat them. So whenever you're up there on that stage, dude, you're representing yourself. You're representing what your work and what you're putting into it. And when you want people to see you, and you want people to see the work that you've put into this, you know, you make sure you show them what you're about and what you're representing. And dude, I you know, I have nothing but admiration for you, and I really think you have a great future.
Well, that was fabulous, Jay. Thank you. That was wonderful. That was fabulous. Now I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Don't forget about me, you fuck. Because when you're a pro next year and they're asking you to go on RX Muscle and Fouad Abiad, and you're going to be like, oh, who's this John dude? I don't remember who this John is. You know.
Nah, man.
But the other
keep bringing me back. We got to do some show. We actually should be doing like something for some upcoming shows too, you know, like some previews or.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the other, I've never been a pro bodybuilder, Carlos, but the other piece of advice I'm going to give you is stay away from them 304s, son. The hose are coming. Stay away from the hose because you know they're coming, and then before you know it, they'll have little Carloses all over the place. You don't want to do shit like that. Stay away from those. Stay away from the hose. The 304s will get you every time.
Make sure you wrap it. Make sure you wrap it.
Yeah, twice.
But dude, keep you know,
get some hot sauce like Drake does. The whole shit.
Keep everything clean, dude, and you know, keep everything clean. Don't get wrapped up into the social limelight and the bullshit. You know, just keep your nose to the ground, dude. You know, keep rise up. You know, chin down, eyes up, and be aware. And look, and you know, you don't want to create instances. You don't want to create circumstances that could derail you. I hate to bring this up, but you look at a Sean Roden, who you know peaked at the later stages of his bodybuilding career, his late 30s. You know, he was really peaking and started making a showing for himself. And he had his own issues going into that and his own reasoning. But dude, you're young enough where you could make a good showing for yourself, and don't get caught up. I can't give him advice on how to train and how to diet. Dude, the guy's doing it. You know, he needs to dial it in a little better, a little sharper than he did at the Nationals, dude, because you showed what you're capable of, but you didn't show your true potential yet. You know, you gave people a taste of what's to come. All that aside, dude, you know that. You know, you have people in your corner that are already pushing you in that direction. You know what to do. The best advice I could do is don't fuck your career up and create circumstances that you can't get out of. And I had some bumps in the road early in my career, you know, that derailed me and took a couple years off of my potential. Just don't let that happen to you.
Yes, sir. I understand. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. Both of you guys. Thank you, Joe.
Carlos, 2 words, son. 2 words. Prenup. And stay away from the 304s. The hose will get you every time.
What's a 304?
It's a hoe.
Really?
Yeah.
What's it mean?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was listening to Fresh and Fit, which is like a podcast. Which is you ever listen to them, Carlos, Fresh and Fit?
Yeah, I listened to them before. Yeah.
Oh, you got to see the girls that come on the show. They're all lunatics. I swear to God. And then he throws half of them out, and half of them never want to leave. And it's just a show where they bring these girls on from Miami and these 2 guys, and they must be making a fortune. These 2 guys, because
is that the girl that talked about? I got to be careful what I say here. She's bragging about how, you know, she snuck out of bed one night.
Oh no, that's not the same one. That's not the same one.
What is that? What is that?
Oh, that's a different one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't watch that one. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's her ex-boyfriend in a gas.
Yeah.
Lets him finish her.
Yeah.
Comes home, gets back into bed, and the guy goes down on her.
Yeah.
Like, dude, your father must be proud. You know, like.
Well, that's the problem. There probably is no father.
Right. I mean, I say that as sarcastically as you possibly can.
Yeah.
But what show is that?
I don't know. I don't know. Who is this?
Dude, that's rough.
I had to keep track of those 304s.
Yeah.
I don't know what show that is, but I know what the clip you're talking about because I did see the clip. But yo, it's like any man worth his salt would have nothing to do with that chick.
Dude, I think every guy responds to that the same way. Like, whoa, like, dude, that could happen to anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
just
that's. Like,
but the thing is, though, she put it out to the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She put it out to the world, and you know that guy knows who he is.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, like if I were him, I'd be running, getting blood work, see if I have any STDs. Yeah, really.
Somebody posted a comment under that, like, isn't that sexual assault? And dude, the guy's got an argument. You know what I mean? Like the guy's got an argument.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Like there's girls that could go after guys legally who give them an STD. They could say they intentionally gave them an STD. So you're endangering somebody's life, man. I mean, you know, that's. I don't know why she put that out there, dude, but that's something I would not want to. I'd be ashamed of instead of admitting to.
That's the thing. These girls are not ashamed. The 304s, they are not ashamed, son. They are. It's unbelievable.
It's a different life nowadays, man.
Dude, but the thing is, it's not really that different. It's just that the girls think they could play like guys, and it's like they're gonna lose in the end. Like they're gonna lose in the end. If you think running through guys is the same as a guy running through girls, I'm sorry, but you're mistaken.
Well, dude, and not to look all about the equal rights and the women. This is fine. However, and I talk about this with my wife because we have daughters. It's different.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I'm sorry if that comes off wrong.
It is totally different.
It is different.
Yeah.
100%. You take a guy, and you take a girl. The girl has to give permission. The girl has to. She's giving up herself.
That's right. A girl has access. A girl has the access to sex.
Yeah. So it has to hold some sort of, some type of endearment.
Yeah, it has some intrinsic value, from a moral standpoint, of course.
From a moral standpoint, a personal standpoint, where a guy, it's different.
It really is. There has to be some kind of an attachment with that girl. There's got to be some kind of emotional attachment. Where a guy, it's like, I don't even have to know your name. That's it's like nothing. It's like and you can guys like you. No, this isn't popular to say, but it's the truth. A guy could lay down in traffic for his wife, love her to death, do anything for his wife, and have sex with somebody. It means absolutely nothing. When a girl has sex and a girl cheats or runs around on her husband or something like that, she's checked out of that relationship a year ago already. That's it. It's completely different. It's not even close. It's not even close. Ronan Unleashed. My roommate is a simp. It's so pathetic. He simps on these ugly broads and throws money on them because he's desperate for attention. He might as well be female. Wow, that is the definition of simp, son. Yeah, seriously, that is the definition of simp. There's no simps on this panel.
So hold on, refresh. What's a simp?
Simp is a guy who's like a bitch, does anything for a woman, puts a woman on a pedestal, does anything. She treats him like shit. He takes her back. That kind of shit.
It's the antagonist to a pimp.
Yeah, that's right. It's the complete opposite of a pimp. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we all have that friend. We all have that friend who's married and his wife, and he's just like all about like his wife, and his wife totally shits on him. Yeah, like you know.
I've seen. Look, I hang out with married couples, and I see it, and I'm older now, so my kids, are at that age, so we're around other parents. Excuse me, and you can tell there's relationships, where the mother wears the pants in the family.
Yeah, and then there's never any respect for the father.
On top of that, you could also tell, some of the families where I say this, and with all due respect to everybody's parents and relationships to other people who are married, you could tell the families where the mom and dad are not fucking. They're just not fucking anymore.
They're co-parenting.
Yeah, they're co-parenting. They're probably sleeping in separate bedrooms, And somebody asks me, and I've said this to other people, and some people don't get it. Some people just don't get it. But, I said, how are you and your wife? I said, dude, I I like my wife. I really like my wife. And
Yeah.
like, oh, that's funny. Of course. I said, no, it's not funny. I said, of course I love my wife. I know plenty of people that
but you
love their
like
wives.
her though.
That's
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? That's like a friend thing. Like you could like
Yes.
your best friend. I like my best friend.
Yeah. Like
That's
we
what it
enjoy
is.
each other.
Yeah,
you know, like
exactly. 100%.
we could watch movies and do and
Yeah.
not be around anybody and we're good.
Right.
You know?
That's your companion.
Yeah.
That's how I am with my wife.
Yeah.
It's you know what it is, dude, and this is the God's honest truth. I think that the majority of guys, I don't think women really know what it's like to be really lonely. So what I mean is, like, any girls get DMs all the time. They could be fat and ugly. It doesn't matter. Like, I never get a DM on Instagram. The only time I get a DM on Instagram is when, like, Carlos says, "Yeah, I'm coming on Thursday night." After I ask him if he wants to come on Thursday night. That's it.
Carlos sends me a dick.
No. Yeah.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah. It just looks like that. But like I got friends at work that, you know, married the first girl that they ever, you know, laid, and that's you know, they're so afraid that they're not going to get another woman again. And I think that's the large majority of guys. I think the large majority of guys don't do well with girls, and I think a lot of women can be a little bit manipulative, and they tend to date the guy that they know is not going anywhere. You know, that's why you see so many girls that are so pretty, and the guys that you look at the guy and you're like, really? How'd you get that girl? You know, and you go back. Well, you see it in behind this. You see it in backstage at bodybuilding shows all the time.
Those are girls, with all due respect. Those are girls that are afraid of a stronger personality guy. Yeah. They'll settle for a guy that'll do whatever they want and listen to whatever they say because they know they're not going anywhere. Where you have a guy with a different personality or a different look. Hey, you know, I gotta, you know. But the problem with that, you know, isn't with the guy, or maybe he's a cheater. Maybe the problem with that lies in the girl. You know, you have trust issues. You have maybe abandonment issues, or you have insecurities that you feel as if I date a good-looking guy or a guy that's charismatic or has personality, he might leave me or might get other. You know, dude, look, my wife. Look, I hate to say it, dude. I get DMs.
I fucking hate you, man.
Often.
I never get a guy. I don't even get girls that look. Carlos, I had a 2015 Corvette Stingray in 2017. I could not cheat on my wife if I fucking tried.
So that reminds me. So I'll get to the DMs in a minute. But you mentioned the Corvette, so that reminds me of the story. It's a joke. Reminds me of the story of the elephant and the mouse. You ever hear the story of the elephant and the mouse?
No.
Carlos, you hear that?
No.
All right. So there's an elephant and a mouse, and they're walking down a road together, right? Yeah. And the mouse, he falls into a ditch, right? And he can't get out. So the elephant takes his dick out and he throws it down the ditch, and the mouse climbs out. Okay? They continue further down the road, and now the elephant falls into this gigantic ditch. The mouse, he's frantic. He doesn't know what to do. He's jumping up and down. Oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? So he goes and gets a Corvette. Okay? Pulls the Corvette up, ties a chain around the back of the Corvette, throws the chain down the ditch, gets the elephant out. What's the moral of the story?
No fucking. Oh, I got you. Okay, a big.
You have a big dick. You don't need a Corvette.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks. It's just a joke. Whenever I hear a Corvette, I got to think of that.
Oh, that's all right. Thanks.
But back to the DMs. But I get that often.
Carlos, you get that too?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes.
Jesus Christ, man.
But my wife, she's had nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's certain types of women that have that security that look, and I think my wife's getting hit on every time she goes to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, but dude, she ain't going anywhere. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. Like, that's the thing is like if she's getting hit on, like that means like she's a good looking woman,
right?
Yeah.
You have a good looking partner.
Yeah.
Right. Why should you be mad that like your woman looks good?
Right. Look, it's an insecurity.
But you're confident enough to know like she's good looking. Sure.
Thank you. Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But you're confident enough to acknowledge that and be okay with it.
The difference is most girls think, oh, he's going to leave me. He's going to leave me for somebody else, or there's somebody better than me. And the same thing with guys. It's not a matter of, hey, your girl's getting a compliment. It's a matter of, is she interested in him? Is the compliment reciprocated? What is she thinking?
Here's my DMs. The first one is Carlos. Okay, there's Carlos. The next one is Jake. It's an arm wrestling tournament that I'm going to for the right. Then the other one is Ron Harris because I'm trying to get an interview with him.
Oh, shit.
Still didn't read it yet. His Devin Lorette. He's a arm wrestler.
Oh, he's an arm wrestler too. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to get him, but he not. The guy from what's his name? Behind the Muscle, trying to get to do a.
Oh shit! That's yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Is Vinny Galante because right, and then the last one is Mark Lobliner because I'm trying to get him. Not one. There's not one fucking chick ever.
Not going to show you mine. Yeah,
so one of the first, I don't know if you remember this. You don't remember this, but I used to work in the vitamin shop, Jay, when you were like on top of the world, and you came in when you were with MHP one time.
Oh shit!
This was like back in '99 or something like that, and you were telling me about all the fan mail you get because back then it was fucking fan mail, and I was like, yeah, I don't have any. I don't have any.
Yeah, dude, there was no DMs back then.
Yeah, exactly. What is this? You said no. Oh, okay. Alicia's texting me. No, I know. This is a live feed. I just invited you.
Who's that?
Just Alicia Young. I just invited you. If you were free. That's it. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. You know what it is with me? I think I have like this. Some real hotties out there. I don't know. I think, yeah. I think with me, I have like a strong personality, and every time, like even when I was like dating and stuff, like just the girl like kind of like got the energy that she had to take the submissive role because I'd be like, yeah, I'll pick you up, and I would make the plans and so on and so forth, and and they'd be like, where are we going? And I'll be like, oh, we'll go to this restaurant. We'll go here. We'll go there. How many times in the middle of it, the girl would be like, I don't really want to go there. And I'd be like, what? What do you mean? I made the plans already. I made the reservation. We're going, and I think it's a lot of it is like, because a lot of girls are really brought up to be like, I don't need no man, and make sure you don't need to depend on a man, and get your education and all this crap. So, and they want to be in the leadership role instead of the submissive role. And then a lot of times with me, it was like, I'll drive, I'll pick you up, I'll make the plans. And I can't tell you how many times that backfired, almost every time.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, almost every time. Then it got to the point where, like, if I was dating before I got married, obviously, I would just like meet you for coffee or something and see if it was worth taking you out later on. Because I was spending so much money. This one time, I went on a date with this girl. She was a stand-up comedian, right? So Friday and Saturday night, she would be working. So I said, okay. So we got together on a Sunday, and she lived in the city. So I went into the city, and I made reservations at this restaurant, and I took her to the Museum of Modern Art. Because what else is there to do on a goddamn Sunday, right? So I took her to the Museum of Modern Art. And we saw like priceless works of art, like Van Gogh and Paul Jackson Pollock and so on and so forth and blah blah blah, right? And then we went to dinner. Never heard from her again after that. That was it.
Ghost.
Yeah. They didn't call it ghosting back then.
Yeah, they didn't call it ghosting back then.
They didn't call it
ghosting.
I can't tell you how many times that's
really.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like it's just like because what they. They tell you, oh, I want a man to make the plans, and I want a man to pick me up, and I want a man to make, and then you do it, and they still don't like it. So I don't take any advice from women. Right. Don't ever take advice from women on anything.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Well, you have to cherry pick. You can't listen to everything they say.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't. Well, look, it's all subjective. They could say they want a guy who takes charge, and who does this and who does that. But then if they're not really interested in the guy, they're gonna say, "Well, you're a little overbearing. You're giving me too much attention."
Exactly. Because it's all an emotion. If they like
so
you,
it is. So look at the end of the day, dude. Whether you're in charge or not, if they're into you, they're into you. If they're not, they're not.
That's right. That's God's honest truth. Yeah.
And my wife, before me, she claims she would have never married or even dated a guy like me. You know what I mean?
They all say that, though. I mean,
they all say that,
yeah,
right?
they all say that.
Seriously, they all say. My wife told me she would never marry a Guido, and I'm like, really? That's what I am? A Guido? Right. That's the category you put me in? Not that I come from like a good Italian family, and I fucking pay for everything. Like right. I'm a Guido.
My wife was never going to marry a bodybuilder or somebody she always dated taller guys. I'm only 5'5", and she's like a half inch taller than me, right? So she never dated shorter guys, and and they all say that, they say that, and then you make them laugh, you make them laugh once, then you make them laugh again, and then you make them laugh the third time, and their pants are off. So it all changes. Yeah. Everything is subjective, it's all. It's all.
One time I was on a dating site, and this girl said I don't like meeting guys off dating sites. And
you're on a dating site.
Yeah, I swear. And I was on the phone with her. I was like, okay, I'll talk to you later. And she goes, what? And I was like, you just told me you don't like meeting guys on a dating site. So you met me on a dating site. So we're done here.
Well, don't take me literally.
Yeah, man. What the fuck did you tell me that for?
Like, I want a guy that listens to what I say, but don't take me literally.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Once you lay the pipe down, boy. Well, yeah. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I've had sex with girls that fucking hate me. If that makes any sense.
That hate what?
In my past, I've had sex with girls that didn't like me. They kind of like respected me. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
I don't know if that.
I gotta get ready to grab this meal real quick. It's getting a little bit late for me.
Okay. All right, Carlos.
I'm active bodybuilding, so I gotta grab this.
We'll cut this out because it's already over an hour.
Yeah. I gotta grab this one, guys. So,
all right, Carlos.
Thanks, guys.
Later, brother.
See you
later. He's a good dude. I like him.
Yeah, I like Carlos.
Yeah, he really is a good dude. But yeah, like I remember in the past, I would. There would be girls that I was with, and like they, we would be hanging out and we'd have sex, but she really kind of like wasn't into me. But I guess she just made the decision that night, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Just needed a companion that night.
Yeah, probably, but I don't know. It's all fucked up. When you get older, it's like when you get older, it's like, yeah, you like. You have kids, but I don't have any kids, but I have my wife. And it's like, all I think about now is like making a living, making money, so on and so forth. Like, God, it's all I think. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm,
Well, how old are you now?
46.
Yeah. So the priorities change.
Yeah.
And then you look, we all, and I hate to say it, but we all, certain parts of our life, we do become complacent with certain things, right?
Right.
And you've passed the point where we're worried about finding somebody or spending kids with, or even when you're in a relationship, making that relationship stable and stay passionate and stay strong. But then you reach a level where, all right, look, we love each other. We ain't going it. We still have our life. But there's priorities that fall. There's different priorities now that come into play.
Right.
Right now, my wife and I, we make the best out of every day we can.
That's great.
There's certain days where we haven't, it's been a couple of days. We haven't.
Oh yeah. Listen, I go through that too.
Yeah.
Unless I, what I was just thinking. Unless my mother lied to me, it could be that my mother lied to me. Because my mother used to tell me I was the best looking kid in Brooklyn when I was a little kid.
Right. The fuck was your mom telling? Putting that shit in your head.
So full of shit, man.
I did in her mind, in her eyes,
Yeah, I was always, I was the best.
She wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong.
All right, dude. Listen, we'll be in touch, and we'll try to get another one going either next week or the week after.
You got it, brother. Thank you.
You got it, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night.
Later.